Okay, okay. So we are live on YouTube, and today we are going to talk about understanding racism, looking around to understand what racism really is, okay? I'm going to put you guys into the breakout rooms. Just a moment. Okay, just a second. I'm making some adjustments here. We have one more coming. I have to recreate the rooms. Just a moment. Okay. Just a second, guys. It's always hard to divide the rooms because when we are like in 12, because I cannot do 3, and 3 is too little and 2 is by the way, 3 is too much and 2 is too little. So let me just make the movements here. Okay. Okay, I guess that's all right. I'm going to delete one of the rooms. Okay, now I'm going to send you to the rooms, okay? And I see you 10 minutes before the end. Bye. Okay, if you guys can hear me, probably you are in the main room, so welcome here. We are going to present ourselves first because I don't know Heitor, I don't remember Leticia very much, so let's introduce ourselves. I'm going to start with Heitor.
Okay, so I'm Heitor, I'm 25 years old, and I'm from Minas Gerais, Uberlândia, and I major in nutrition, I'm a dietitian, and I'm master and PhD student in health science. That's it.
Okay, welcome. Welcome to
Thank you.
again. And let me check. Elineide, can you present yourself?
For sure, Bruna. How are you and how are everyone? It's so good to see you again, Bruna.
Thank you.
Well, my name is Elineide, but you can call me Eli. I live in São Bernardo do Campo. It's like a countryside of São Paulo. I've been participating on TNT conversations since March 2020. Besides to participate in the English conversations, I also participated in the Spanish conversation because I'm trying to learn Spanish. It's not easy, but I'm gonna try. And I'm a Brazilian. I will never give up.
That's the way we like it. Yes, very good.
And I have a degree in business administration. I am a process analyst, and that's all. It's a pleasure to be here, guys.
Nice to have you here again. And let's see. Let me just check. Francine, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry, I'm late.
No problem. I don't remember you. It's not your first time, right?
It's my actually I participated on TNT a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Basically my first time here.
All right, so welcome. Good night. And we are presenting ourselves first. Can you do this?
Yes, of course. Well, my name is Francine. I'm 35 years old. I'm a lawyer. I'm studying English for a few years now. I've been studying English with Julia. She indicated me to this TNT.
Julia Namur?
Yes.
Do you prefer to be in her room or here with me?
No problem. I can stay here. No problem.
Okay, very good. And that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so welcome again. And now let's hear from Dalmo. Can you present yourself?
Hey, hello everybody. My name is Dalmo. I'm from Belo Horizonte. I'm 34 years old, and I'm a doctor.
Okay, we have a lot of mineiros here. TNT is full of mineiros. Ricardo, can you present yourself?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ricardo. I am 31 years old. I've been studying English since February last year, and I'm here to learn, to practice, and improve my English.
Very good. Nice to have you here again. And last but not least, Leticia, can you present yourself? Leticia. If you are talking, you are muted, Leticia. No? Maybe not. So let's check on her later. I am going to present myself now for you that don't know me. I think Heitor and Francine don't know me. So I am Bruna. I live in Presidente Prudente, São Paulo. It's the countryside of São Paulo too, but it's a lot of a countryside, not like Campos do Jordão, like Elineide. Her connection was not good. That's why she didn't answer. Okay. And I am a civil engineer and an English teacher too. Dalmo already had classes with me. He's one of my students at the academy here at TNT, here at eAprendi. And here I am in another TNT just talking to you guys. Let me just check because Mateus just arrived. Mateus, are you there?
Hello, guys. Good evening.
Good evening. Can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Okay, guys. My name is Mateus. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Bahia. I am studying product engineering and I graduate this year. And that's it. I am a little late because I was in class, but it's okay.
No problem, no problem. We are going to start right now. We are going to answer some questions here. Today we're talking about racism, okay? So the first question is for us to think a little bit more about our lives, okay? So think about it. How many friends do you have in your social network that are considered Black? How close are you? I'm going to start to answer this one. I have one Black friend. He's very close. He's a friend of my boyfriend actually, but we are all friends. And he's very close to us, but I have just one. Just one. I consider like 5 or 6 close friends, and he's in the middle. He's one of them. Let me just check. Elineide, what about you?
Well, talking about close friends, I can remember about 2 male friends that I have, and I consider very close. Yeah, that's all. And I have I to answer the next question about the boss or not yet?
Not yet. Just the first one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Heitor, what about you?
Well, I think that at least 2 people, okay, that I work in person, but they aren't dark Black, but
okay.
their family are Black. I consider they brown, but a transition between the color brown to Black, but I consider them as Black. And in my social network in media. So let me say at least one friend that I have some contact, but he lives in another city in Rio de Janeiro. So I him meet him only in some lecture, some meeting, okay? But is a friend of mine and a huge example of a professional, okay? So,
Very nice.
yeah, that's it. But of course, the majority of the people that have some contact are white.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here, trying to make everybody realize maybe we don't have much contact with people, so we don't understand the situation very well. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see, Francine, what about you?
Actually, I have one friend. We met a lot of people, but few of them we consider real friends. And I met a girl. She's black at my current job, and she's amazing. And she's my friend, my close friend now.
Okay, very good. And let's see, Dalmo, what about you?
So in my job nowadays, I don't have any contact with no black people. I had when I was in college, but was 2 or 3% of my colleagues. But in my family, I had a uncle that's black and my cousin is black too.
Okay. You have close people then that are black. Okay. All right. Ricardo, what about you?
I think I have one close friend, black friend, and nowadays he's not so close, but I used to work out together, and I think it's only one.
Yeah. Okay. Last one is Mateus. What about you?
Okay, I don't have many friends, but of the ones that I have, two of them is black, and they are really close friends. So I think he is the most part of my friends black. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay. I can see you guys with the cameras open, but I forgot to ask. Girls, Elineide and Francine, do you consider yourself a black person or black people?
I consider myself as brown.
Okay.
Parda.
Okay.
Yeah, but some of my friends consider me as a white woman. But
okay.
I do not like to think about it. I just prefer to think about brown.
Okay, you are in the middle, in the mixture. Okay. And Francine?
Maybe yellow one. I was born here in Brazil, but my father is Japanese.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we have Elineide who consider herself in the middle here. Okay, but good.
Yeah.
Now,
did you ask everyone? Because I didn't think.
Mateus, what about you?
Yeah, I consider myself black, even my skin is not really black, but my parents are black, so I consider myself black.
Okay. Yeah, because I can see that the guys here are very white because they are like me, very pale, you know.
Yeah,
There is
not
no
beach
denial,
is like
but
that. We don't have beach, right?
Opposite color.
Yeah, office color. Yeah, I'm the color of the wall. I already show it. Yeah. No problem, guys. So it's just for knowing, because I didn't want to bring the topic about how you consider people black or not, because this is very personal for me, looking in Brazil, actually, with the mixture and everything. So let's try to understand the other questions here. Do you remember having a boss? Could be a professor too. Dalmo talked about the college, could be college too. Do you remember having a boss or a superior that was black? How was your relationship with him or her? I'm really trying to remember, because I don't think I had a superior that were black. And professor, I don't remember too. A teacher in college, I really, it doesn't appear to in my mind right now. Let me ask Mateus, what about you?
Yeah, I just have it. I didn't have many job experience, but I don't remember any superior that was black. But about teaching, yes, I had a lot. But
Yeah.
that's boys in that company. No, they was really white, right? So that's it.
Yeah, I maybe had some teachers that were brown that I remember. I remember what the teacher that guided my TCC was a little bit, and but I don't remember. I really don't remember. Down. What about you?
I don't remember no one in my college, and when I was working not by myself, I had never had a superior that was black.
Okay. Okay. Francine, what about you?
I don't remember either to had any superior or teacher. While you were talking, I was trying to remember someone, but I didn't succeed.
Mm-hmm. Elineide, what about you?
I've never had a boss, a black boss, but I had a teacher black.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it was two, one female and one male one. I don't remember what the subject was taught by the female one, but the male one was my financial teacher, and he
Oh.
was amazing at the college. He was amazing. Actually, he was the best teacher that I had.
That's really good. I have chills right now, because that's really good. You remembered him, and he's a reference for you. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Let me see, Ricardo, what about you?
I have never black boss or a superior, and but I have a teacher. I had a teacher, and she was my English teacher at school.
Okay, another reference then. Okay. All right, Heitor.
Oh, I do. I remember one teacher, interestingly, who, um, a teacher of English, and who studied in a public school,
Mm-hmm.
a good history of life. And in university, I had at least two professors of pharmacology,
Mm-hmm.
and I was a monitor of the, disciplines, and
Mm-hmm.
so that I remember are only these two professors and one teacher. But I know I have a personal friend that is who is who has a good position as a professor.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and also I have a colleague of the United States
Mm-hmm.
that is who has a lead position, and he's a medical doctor in urology, and some Brazilian doctor is guided to him in the fellowships. So
Uh-huh.
I know at least two two people that has a lead position, but doesn't supervise me. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Just
They have
as
good.
example.
They are high on the hierarchy, I guess.
Hierarchy, yeah.
Yeah.
One
Of the
example,
company.
one example in Brazil and other in the United States and in the road as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. These two questions were just to put you guys on the same page, just to imagine the scenario, because usually the people that we remember that were our boss or our teachers, they are like a reference for us. So let's think about them now. Let's think about our friends, for those that do not consider yourself Black, okay? Let's think about our friends, our superiors, the people that we talked about in the beginning. Where do you think Black people face racism? If you consider yourself a Black person and feel comfortable, share some stories. I am going to start with the people that told us that they consider themselves Black, okay? So, Mateus, what do you think about this?
Yeah, the first one, I think we face the racism at college, at job. We have a lot of example here. It's sometimes weird that everyone here said we didn't meet any Black superior. So, so probably we have some problem about it. But besides, I said I consider myself Black. I think I have some privilege because of my tone skin. So I didn't face anything about it, even my childhood. So I don't have any real story to tell about it. But I know what people that have black skin, like black skin, and they face a lot of racism. For example, I consider myself Black, but I remember sometime that my friend uh, got rejected in a job interview because I forgot how can I say RH English. Every time I forget this.
HR, it's the opposite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wrote an email about his appearance. Aparência. How can I pronounce appearance in English?
Apparence, yeah.
Appearance, right? About
Mhm.
appearance, and he considered this a racism, right? And they didn't
Yeah.
face it. And besides, I consider myself Black. I think I have some privileges, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah. You shared a story that's not yours, but it's a good story to share. It's important to share. Elineide, what about you?
I don't remember the question actually. I'm sorry.
No problem. I'll repeat for you. Where do you think Black people face racism? In which
Oh, man.
situations?
At the same time, I have a lot of example to tell you, but I'm not able to describe my feeling about it. Well, have a half brother, and he is black. And for me, it's always difficult. Every time that my brother get out, maybe even to go to a supermarket, because I am very worried about it every single time. Um, my stepmother as well, because she's black, and my two friends as well. One of them, Camila, and she had a baby 3 years ago. And the first appointment with the pediatra,
Pediatrician.
pediatrician, she asked her, this baby is really yours, because her baby is kind of white, because her husband is a white man and
Oh,
she is
no.
black. Can you imagine how awkward was difficult was at the same time? And every single time then I talked to her, I remember this scene, and I don't know how it's how can she or how can my brother face situation like that, because for me it's so worried, and I cannot explain my feelings. It's like o coração fica super apertadinho, you know.
The heart, it's a pain in your heart actually,
Yeah.
because you
It's
it's
a
not
pain in my
something,
heart always.
it's not
Always.
something you can control for everything and everybody. Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's a lot of people that they don't think about the other feelings, they just want to talk, they just want to say bad things and do not care about the other feelings. And my concern, sorry, it's about it as well, and about the feeling that people who's receiving that bad words.
Yeah, it's very important that you shared these stories, because as I told you in the beginning, we have no idea what this is. We never have to face it. We never had to justify ourselves for nothing. Nobody asked me if I am my mother's daughter. Nobody ever asked me this. So it's very, I can only imagine how hard it is.
Yeah.
And for about getting out of the house and getting worried about your family getting out of the house, like going to the supermarket or someplace like that, it's something that we don't know what it is. So it's important that you speak to it, that you talk this to us, understand a little bit more about this topic, so we can help. So we are not these people that are talking those things or that are putting you in danger.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Bruno.
Very good. Thank you for sharing. I have some story, but it's not mine, of course. About this friend, we were in one. It's not a racism story, but it was something that clicked on my mind the moment that he talked about. We were on a beach, on a fancy beach, on rich people everywhere. We were there for with an invitation of one of our friends, and this friend was there, and he was looking at the beach, relaxing. Then he looks at us and says something like this: there are not a single black person in this beach that it's not me, just me on this beach, like relaxing. The other black people that were on the beach were working, were like on the food the food trucks and things like that. I was thinking, he got a point here, but it was something that I couldn't realize by myself. I was never going to pay attention to this, you know. It's important to listen, to hear from them. Let me ask. I'm sorry, guys. This is something that really brings me to some emotions here, but it's very important. Let me ask Francine, how do you think we can understand this? Or do you have some story about a friend to share?
Yeah, I never saw any situation like you guys comment before. And actually, I don't know if I have a romantic view, but the companies are beginning a movement of diversity. They are promoting more possibility for these people who face bias of any kind. For example, some companies are now providing leadership job positions on leadership for women too, because as we don't see many Black people in leader position, as we don't see many women in this kind of position. So I think the companies are using this to create this movement. For example, at my company, I had an employee, a person of my team, and she has been offered a position to be a manager in another department, and she's Black. So I think this kind of racism is getting smaller, if I can say like this.
I hope that you are right. I really hope that we can achieve something like this in the future. That when I ask the first questions, a lot of people say, "Oh, I remember I had one superior that were Black. I remember another boss that were Black." So I really hope so. Let me see, Dalmo, do you have some thoughts to share about this?
Yeah, I have a story in my family about this uncle that I was told you. He's Black and he is from Bahia. And it happened 30 years ago, so it's a long time. But I remember, I don't remember. I was born just in that time. But my parents told me that when my uncle was dating my aunt, my grandpa and my grandma doesn't accept him because he was Black and because he was from Bahia. I remember my parents told that my grandpa and my grandma felt that he was lazy, a lazy person. They will not want to work. But the most important for me is the reaction that my uncle had in that time. He never, I don't know how to say in Portuguese, but in English, but in Portuguese is abaixou a cabeça. He didn't allow that this affected him or the relation of him and my aunt. And after that, I think that it make a change in the mind of my grandpa and my grandma, because as what I remember when I was child and teenager is a normal relationship between them. I never could imagine that in that time before they had this kind of trouble. And so I was very proud of him because what he did. And I think that his son is as proud as I'm. Actually, probably he's most proud of his father than me, because he can mirror this situation and he can never abaixar a cabeça nowadays for any situation that he could pass.
Yeah. I think we have an expression for this in English, but I really don't remember that one. I'm going to own you this, okay? Some class I will share. But it's nice when we have examples like this, because unfortunately, I say unfortunately, it's what they have to do. It's what people have to do. As women, I understand a little bit about this, because we too suffer some things, but it's not the same. And I think the fight is the only way to achieve good things. So it's a good story to share too. Thank you. Ricardo, what about you? Do you have some thoughts about this?
I don't have any history about it because I live in a small town, actually a German city. And here there are no too much, so much black people. But I think it's nowadays is getting stronger on social medias and people talking about the racism, and that's it. I don't have too much to add about it.
Okay. Let's hear from Heitor then.
Okay, I'll introduce at least 2 new examples, but I think important to emphasize some things we discussed here. For example, in jobs, in which there's a low salary, okay? Sub jobs, for example, in supermarket, as our colleague said, and there was a recent example that occurred in Uber Eats, okay, in São Paulo, where a man, apparently with some mental problems, was cursing him, the Uber Eats.
The driver.
Okay? Yeah, the driver. And I think interesting to mention that example. And other example occurs in particular in private school, okay, especially in private school, because there is less black people when compared to public school. And you know, in Brazil, unfortunately, the public school system isn't good. For example, when compared to Portugal with Australia, the public school are awesome in contrast to our country. Unfortunately, it is a huge challenge to change the system, but of course, a prejudice against black people, I think, in particular school. And just and now I'll tell you at least 2 examples here that are common as well. For example, let me see. A nightclub is of course a prejudice against black people, regardless of the sex. It is a fact that occurs, and girls to black men and vice versa. A white man against to a white girl. So I think is so common in Brazil, in the various states. And I also can cite in a restaurant, of course, as well. For example, a waiver,
Waiter.
waiter. Oh,
Mhm.
waiver. A waiter.
Yeah.
A waiter can have some prejudice against a black people, thinking that he won't have sufficient money to pay the bill. Okay, so I think that are some examples that there is the racism in our society.
Yeah. For just finishing, because I'm going to bring people back soon, and I don't think we have a lot of much time to talk. I want you to I want you guys to leave here tonight. Just maybe I'll tell you this at the end with everybody, okay? But I have some closure to this discussion, because today we are just looking at the big picture. We are trying to look around at the big picture, like Dalmo said, in his family. Elineide talked about her family, about friends, about companies. It's good. We are trying to understand how the situation is, because we are outsiders, besides of Mateus and Elineide, of course, but we are outsiders. We don't understand. So we are seeing the big picture, and I am bringing people back right now. If you guys have another thing to share, especially like Elineide or Mateus, I will let you guys talk, because I'm going to bring people back right now. Do you guys have something to add about this discussion?
I think for us, white people, is easier. Actually, sometimes it is rarely when we realize that some situation is racism. And for us, is common, and sometimes we don't realize that.
Yes. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the main room. Okay, now everybody is here. I forgot to do something. I forgot to get you guys here, to get our presents. Just a second, guys, because otherwise I won't know who was here. Oh boy. Okay. So let me ask, how was the conversation in the small room? Because we just had one today. Who wants to share? Let me see. Mara, are you there? How was the conversation?
Hi, it was good. We can know different point of view and learn a little about the topic with different people. It was really good.
Very good. Samia, what about you? What do you think? How was the conversation?
It was amazing. Like always, we learned a lot. As Mara said, different point of view, and yeah, and we could share some stories. You know, like Julia, she shares many stories about her experience. You know, related to this topic, and yeah, I love it.
Okay, very nice. Juju, share some story for us then.
Well, I have so many stories because I was telling them that I'm a kind of person that it's completely against any kind of bigotry, racism, bias, intolerance. I have lots of friends, and unfortunately, this is a real life. It exists. When I was living in the United States, I used to live in a neighborhood, and I was kind of lost. And then I was in a car, so I stepped out of the car to ask for information. And the person said, "What are you doing here? Get back to your car and get out of here. Otherwise, you're going to have problems." So I could not understand that. Because in my soul, it doesn't exist. We are all the same. But anyway, that's the story. I have lots of stories, guys. I have lots of students, top executives, and they are all colors, but we are all the same. I always say, and I hate that, because if you talk about segregation, it's a kind of racism. Because, but anyway, in a nutshell, it was excellent. Our group, it was really good. We could share a lot of stories.
Very good. I was talking here in the main room that we see a lot of big pictures. I was trying to get the thing closer to us, talking about our friends, talking about people that are related to us. We had some people sharing stories about the family, about themselves. So it's important for us that we don't understand. The point of this is that we don't understand what they are facing. So I want to give you the invitation to think about it and to try to see the little things. Yes, Juju.
Well, that was one of the questions. We don't understand, but we have to put ourselves in their shoes. So in that way, we can understand. When I say I don't understand, it's because for me, it doesn't exist that.
Yeah.
It's very hard. But of course, to share, to talk with them, to put ourselves in their shoes is somehow to feel what they feel. Because it happens. It really happens. I share the stories. I talk to my friends and they share what they face. It's really sad. For me, it's an absurd. It's unbearable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I want to give you this night, what I want to leave with you. We don't understand, but we have to share these stories and we have to know that it's something that happens and we should be part of the change, you know? We should be part of the movement in the small things. Because for me, I don't remember who told here that never saw any situation of racism. Good could happen, but I think we saw it and we didn't pay attention. So pay attention in the situations that you guys are living. And I am wrapping up tonight because it's our time to go. But I hope next week we bring a happier conversation. But this week, I want you guys to think and to pay attention, okay?
Yes. Brunia, let me interrupt you. I forgot to ask you, how are you feeling? Are you feeling better?
I am feeling so much better. Thank you. 1 week of antibiotics, I guess, but yeah. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, all right. Very good.
Thank you for asking, Juju. Guys, so please take care of yourselves. Use your masks if you want to get out, if you need to get out, and wash your hands, use alcohol, the whole package. You are aware of this. We are still in a pandemic state. If you can be vaccinated, please go, okay? As Juju had the first dose, right?
I got my first jab, yes.
Yeah, very good. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I see you guys next week.